Hello, welcome to English Literature. Today we'll discuss in brief the concept called womanism. It has been seen that often students generally confuse this term with feminism, and going by the etymologies, they seem to be same because women and female from feminism, they're the same thing. But even the etymology is same, there is a difference. In brief, in one line, I'll first define it in one line and then we'll elaborate. That will be convenient for younger learners. Womanism is basically black feminism or feminism as created by African women or women of color to understand their own problems, which they thought were different from mainstream feminism. Alright, to repeat, even in a shorter way, womanism is black feminism. Now, this is the basic definition from our point of view, and we see it as a subtype of feminism when we study institutionally. So we have details on feminism, then a smaller entry, shorter entry, that is womanism. But from their perspective, womanism is the larger term and feminism is a subtype of womanism only. This term was introduced by uh, Alice Walker in her short story Coming Apart in 1979, quite early. One of the main reasons which it had to come to being was that the first world feminists were blind to any other consideration except gender. They, just as a typical traditional Marxist looks at things only from the class point of view, so the first world feminists often look at gender as the only category, and if not only the most important category. But what about race, which is perhaps more central for African women even than even gender? Since I'm an Indian, we are and many of my viewers are Indians. Let us take this example: an Indian woman. She's both Indian and woman. So, will will she be collaborating fully with a first world feminist in her denigration of masculinity? Because during colonialism, Indian women fought with Indian men shoulder to shoulder against the Europeans, both male and female. So, here there are two identities at play for Indian women. They are not only women but also Indians, so they cannot espouse all the views of first world feminism. They are together with their men to a great extent, that is Indian women, so far as they are against colonialism. This is ditto in case of African women. They are not only women, but more importantly, equally importantly, they are African. They cannot leave their culture. Of course, it is not that African womanists glorify culture in a traditional way. They look at culture as a construct, but then it is equally important as their gender. So they call these first world feminists white feminism or color blind feminism, and then they say womanism includes all. And here is a very interesting subtext. In Africa, the term womanish or womanly is used. Of course, these are English terms that are equivalents in African languages. Is used to mean a complete woman or a grown-up woman. So she gives example, Alice Walker, that when a mother tells her daughter that you have become womanish, that is, you have become a full-grown woman. And a full-grown woman has to take care of her not only creed or caste or family, but even her culture. So African feminism, they also do not espouse the segregational type of things that are often propounded by first world feminism. In fact, they even celebrate motherhood, many African womanists. So because they see it as an important part of their existence. While, as you know, in first world feminism, now in the very radical state, more and more feminists are trying to delink themselves from motherhood, as saying that it is it kind of compromises their position as an individual. So but then in Africa, this is not the case. Of course there will be exception here to there too, but we are speaking the general things. So culture is important, race is important, class is also important, and colonialism is also very important. Class as such does not come much into play in the concept of womanism, and that is why I often go back to my favorite theorist, Kimberly Crenshaw, intersectionality. This came a bit later, after Alice Walker had said this thing about womanism. Kimberly Crenshaw in the 80s she coined the term intersectionality. That is, you have to bring out as many aspects as you can in analyzing identity. Only if you focus only on gender or only on caste, only on class, then you will get a very wrong and limited picture. And unfortunately, this is the problem in India today, basically, with indigenous activists. They focus only on caste or only on gender or only on class. Unfortunately, the class aspects are not visible these days. There is a growth of right. I'm not a leftist, but not a rightist either, and not even a centrist. But other aspects are being class aspect is being lost sight of, which is very important, as I've said in my other videos. So again, to summarize, black feminism, that is womanism, came as an answer to the color blindness or racial blindness of first world womanism, first world feminism. And secondly, again, very importantly, the womanists see it as an umbrella term, womanism, or the bigger term of which feminism is a part. But when we go in a disciplinary study, since our study is still Eurocentric, we study womanism as a subtype of feminism. I hope this will help you in placing things in proper perspectives. Thank you very much.